Everybody, listen, as stock markets swing up and down in response to President Trump's sweeping tariffs, many are wondering how worried we should be about our savings. So financial advisor Jordan Flowers joining me in studio this morning. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
We got a lot to talk about. First off, a lot of people have time to let the markets kind of bounce back a little bit, but there are people that are retired or retiring soon. Should we be worried?
Yeah, it's all about the plan and where they are in their lives. So if you're near retirement or already retired, you should not rely on the stock market to take those income from that. So you should have some money that's safe, that's secure, some money designed for income, but your longer volatile assets, those should not be what you're relying on right now because the market's volatile. We look at this last Thursday and Friday of last week, 10% drop. That only happened 3 times in the last few decades, 1987, 2021, and 2008. And usually that signals a bottoming out, but we don't know for sure.
So what should I do with my money if I was using the stock market?
Yeah, so if you are young, this is an opportunity to invest, right? To have a dollar cost averaging in your 401ks, maybe add some of that savings to the market. For those that are retired, you don't want to be all in the market. You want to be careful and make sure the money that you need for the next 3 to 5 years is not tied to the market, because that's a stressful retirement.
Absolutely. You also have a lot of people that are saving for college. That's a big concern right now. Do you have any advice for families who are relying on that Bright Start savings plan here in Illinois?
You got to think long-term plan. You know, if they're doing 529s and Bright Start, they got to think long-term. And as you approach, you know, paying for college, you got to be a little bit less aggressive, right? You got to tone that down, reevaluate the plan on an annual basis, not just once every 5 or 10 years, but always reevaluate, but do not let the market's volatility affect your long-term plan.
Gotcha. Well, we want to switch gears a little bit because we were talking earlier about how it's tax season. The deadline is fast approaching. What do we need to know if we are a last-minute filer?
We need to hurry up and get that filed and make sure that we get our taxes paid by April 15th. For some of us, maybe we haven't filed our taxes, but we actually just have to pay it by April 15th, and we can file an extension and make sure that we get that proactively. Otherwise, the IRS will charge us interest and penalties.
So what about those that have already filed and we're waiting on the state of Illinois to run us our money?
That's a tricky one. The state of Illinois, they don't respond to my phone calls.
They don't
either. But we just got to kind of be patient. If it's filed, if the accountant confirmed that they received it, it might take an extra 2 to 3 weeks than normal, but we just got to be patient because nothing that we can do to control it.
Yeah. Do we know what's taken so long? Because we were talking earlier in the show, a lot of people here in the state of Illinois have not gotten their refund.
There's a lot to complain about in Illinois. One of it's getting the money back from the revenue, but the reality is they're not efficient and they don't have the staffing, and I just think it's just a little longer than usual.
Okay, so the moral of the story this morning when it comes to our money, to be patient.
Patient is key.
Okay, Jordan Flowers, thank you so much for being here. Patience is key, especially when it comes to waiting for those 70 degrees, Alicia.
Oh, yeah.
Patience is key.